Gotta work out that back, bud.
Yeah, trust me. That 250, I could have went to the chiropractor. Anyway.
We gotta get those mayor's office benefits, buddy.
Oh, yeah. Well,
next review. See how everyone does?
Oh, okay. Something to work for. I like it.
there's no benefits here, man. Just slave-driven work, yeah.
Just
like the good old days, yeah.
Just like the good old days.
Shit. We're back, baby. Episode 53 of the Mayor's Office podcast. We appreciate you guys. We appreciate all the listeners that want to spend their time with us, either on YouTube to see us visually, see all these nice little fits. Adriel took his braids out. Mm-hmm. He's on his way to a new braid up. Yeah. Shout outs to him. Chris is out here in his Maple Leaf gear. You already know what it is. And I'm Ralph, a.k.a. the Mayor, a.k.a. the Last Airbender, a.k.a. still single before the summer, and possibly may remain single until the summer. We'll see how it goes.
You're running out of time.
Running out of time is what, April?
About to be May.
Summer starts when? June, you'd say?
June 21st is officially the date.
Okay, so I got 2 months.
You heard that, ladies? 2 months to lock him down.
If I don't get locked down by June 20, you said first?
Yeah.
If I don't get locked down by June 21st, I'm back to the streets, man.
This is almost like deja vu when I had that time when I was like, by the summer, I'm going to be single. And then the whole roster. Now, when I said all that, it didn't go well for me. So I hope it goes better for you.
Listen, I'm putting myself out there. You guys heard it here first. Episode 53. If summer hits, I'm giving you guys 2 months. If I can lock something down, if I can have a situation where I can build, grow, and blossom with somebody, I am completely willing. But once June 22nd hits, I'm back on the streets.
Yeah.
If nothing happens.
Fingers crossed for you.
You're praying for that?
Nah, I want you to be in a relationship. Yeah.
That's funny because in the past you said you didn't, but...
Yeah, I think it did help the pod when you were more, in the street life.
Mm-hmm.
Good for content.
Thug motivation 101.
Yeah.
But I think that relationship Ralph could bring a different perspective.
Yeah. I would like it, yo. We can go on double dates, do some fun stuff together.
We could do that.
And taking your girl out to all these places you would go when you're single, It's not like you got to choose to have fun or be in a relationship. Sometimes you can have both.
Adriel, I'm going to take myself out to dinner next weekend.
Damn.
Yeah, I'm going to take myself out.
You going to pay for the bill?
I have to.
Thanks, sing you the prize.
Sprinkle.
Sprinkle's hilarious.
I have to, I'm going to take myself out to get a little steak or something. I don't know if I'm going to, get my hair cut and all that shit for it, bro, but...
You got to put some cologne on at least.
I got to put some Prada on for sure.
Something like that.
Okay, before we get into anything, we got to dedicate this episode to someone. We can't go without that. So we have some decent NBA names to choose from.
Okay.
Very surprising. One, this guy probably has the most exciting game of all these people. Daryl Dawkins. We have
Chocolate Thunder.
We have Mark Eaton. He's kind of like the Rudy Gobert before Rudy Gobert. And then we have Artis Gilmore. So clearly 53 being a basketball number ended a while ago.
Yeah. Because, Chocolate Thunder was in the 90s he played, right?
Yeah, 80s, 70s, and 80s.
70s and 80s, damn. Yeah. 53 is not popular right now. We need a new guy to revolutionize the number 53. But I'm going to go with Daryl Dawkins. I think he came through with a new era of dunking that changed the game, in a sense. And he's still one of the legends when it comes to dunking. So. And
Philly's in the playoffs right now. He's a Philly legend. So
shout out to Artis Gilmore though. That's a legend right there too.
Yeah, someone said on Twitter, they're like, Wemby is like a creative player from NBA Street.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like a boss.
That's what Artis Gilmore looks like.
Like a villain.
Yeah. He's like a villain in NBA Street.
Yo, you know what game they need to bring back?
Mm-hmm.
Def Jam. Fight for New York.
Def Jam would be crazy right now.
Man.
With all the new mans.
Yeah.
But, so I heard that they that game got dropped because none of the people were getting paid for it, and it turned into a whole thing. But I always would choose Ludacris. That was my.
Really?
Ludacris was
my guy. Was your guy?
Yeah.
I was more of a Fat Joe guy.
Yeah.
Crazy enough, I used Joe Budden. I use Joe Budden a lot.
Very Italian.
They gotta bring that game back though.
There's so much beef right now that is there a point to that? I
Okay.
don't think.
If you brought the game back, would you still choose Fat Joe, or who would you choose if they brought the game back?
And it has to be like current rappers?
Yeah, they're bringing back Def Jam, Fight for New York. Who would you choose?
Who would I choose? That's a good question, bro.
I got a couple I'm thinking of.
All right, so J. Cole's going to give you the hype mismatch against a lot of rappers. You know what? Come back to me. That's a great question.
Okay. My answer, I'm choosing Dave East.
No. He's going to beat niggas up.
That's not fair. He's like Odd Job in 2000, in
Bond.
Yeah, I'm taking Dave East. I feel like you're getting the height. I see Dave in the gym. He's so close enough to the street. Where
That's a good one. That's a really good one.
So Dave East would be the choice for me.
It's a tough one. That's a great question.
You know what? Yo, give me Gucci Mane, man. Give me Gucci Mane. That would be a good one.
That would be the right answer.
Yeah.
That would be the right answer. Gucci's tested.
Yeah.
That would be the right answer, actually.
He's got it. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, what female rapper are you taking?
Oh, Cardi B.
Taking Cardi?
What?
What about you, Chris?
Oh, yo, I got my girl Big Glow.
Jeez.
That's a good one, man. You know what? I like a challenge when I'm playing fighting games.
All right.
So I like to be at a deficit. I'm going to take Coi Leray.
Oh, wow.
Screaming.
I'm going to take Coi Leray because obviously I think the winner would have been Megan Thee Stallion.
I just had to know one take Meg. Yeah. I had to know one take Meg.
I think the winner would have been Meg for real. But that's a great question, Adriel. I fuck with that.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, by the way, today, I want to wish everybody a good day. Except, and this goes for all you corporate people out there, except for the people that don't use their vacation days. Listen, I seen a story on TikTok. This woman, she worked a corporate job. She worked the job 10 plus years, right? Loaded up, had the most vacation days in the company. Boom, just like that, gone. All the vacation days loaded up.
Wow.
All that time loaded up, and she didn't utilize it because she just wanted to be at work. You guys, use your free time. You have one life to live. Enjoy it. Work is not your sole focus. It pays the bills. It funds the lifestyle, but you still need to maintain some level of happiness. Use your vacation days.
That's a crazy one.
Yeah.
I can't understand that at all.
No.
Like, use them.
Yeah,
Like, use every last one of them. Don't even think twice.
Yeah, at my old company, we got 10 sick days, 2 PO days. You better believe I kept a little. You didn't get to take the sick days over, but I kept a little tally.
Oh my god.
How many sick days I got left. And I would even check. I was smart. I'd be like, all right, when was the last time I called in sick?
Yep.
Sometimes I'd be sick, but most of the time, there'd be something going on. I need a little day to myself, a little me day. Use them.
Those are so important, man. Get your mental health right. Get your body right.
Yeah, you don't want me in the office if my mental health isn't right.
Exactly.
I'm doing it for you.
When I was at the old company, the dudes had the time off vacation days down to a math. I'm telling you. I'm telling you.
They did it around the long weekends and stuff. Like
along the long weekends, they booked it with their days off.
Oh.
And you know how they have lieu days where it's like if you work this day, you get an extra day. So sometimes they would work a certain day and trying to get an extra day instead of getting time and a half. And so they were doing the math of that of like, okay, if I work this day, it's one lieu day. This equals half a lieu day plus this day. So opposite of what that girl was on, they were on it.
You gotta use it, man. Even if you're just at home chilling, man, putting your feet up, drinking some tea, parring, do it, yeah. Fuck it. You don't have to just go on vacation. I know it says vacation day, but you don't have to leave the country. Relax, just chill out. You know what I'm saying?
Yo.
Especially those that don't have work from home jobs. Be home, relax,
Take a break.
hang out with your dog, do something,
Yeah, definitely do that.
or your homie if that's your dog. But
You kind of put me on yesterday, and I'm deep into the show now. Baby Reindeer.
yeah.
And I saw it on the doc, and then I saw it on Netflix of this is suggested to you. At first I wasn't gonna watch it. Once Ralph kind of put it on my radar, I said, okay, Ralph puts it on my radar. Let me look into it.
I appreciate that.
And that's what I was watching when the Laker Nuggets game happened. I turned Baby Reindeer off to watch the Lakers Nuggets.
Who knows? By the time people are listening to this, the Lakers might have tied the series.
Probably not.
Probably not.
But I want to know what you think about it because I was just I didn't even know what to think going into it. And where I'm at in the show, it's a lot going on.
There's so many levels to this show. If you guys haven't had a chance to watch it, it's pretty much a story about this lowly comedian / bartender. And he meets this woman, or this woman technically meets him while he's at work. And she has this infatuation with him, and it turns into this stalker type vibe, and it gets to the point where she SAs him. And SA, you guys know what that is. I don't have to go any deeper than that. So it gets deeper, and there's other layers to the show. So I'm not gonna ruin it. You guys watch it, but yeah, the fact that the actor in it, I think his name is Richard Gadd. Forgive me if I mistake your name, but he was actually the person that lived through the trauma. So he's telling his story. That's where the levels come in. He's telling his story while acting it out. So that takes a lot of, and I think he wrote a book too. So that takes a lot of like wherewithal and a mental fortitude to one act pretty good. I think he was a pretty decent actor.
Yeah, he's good.
But at the same time, you're reliving your trauma. So
I think I'm more impressed with him now because I feel like I always think about this when kids are in shows that have a heavy topic, and you're like, this kid has to kind of live through this deeper topic that's like not for a kid.
Yeah.
And this guy is living through a scary situation that he lived through.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know, the scene that you're talking about that kind of culminates everything that she's leading towards. Think about that to do take after take of that. And he lives that.
That's wild.
And it's like, okay, take 2, take 3, take 4. So I commend him, honestly, because you're right, mental fortitude to do that. I think there's a part of it that really stuck out to me is, I guess, spoiler, I'm spoiling some of it. He's dating a trans woman, and he says, oh, I'm scared to take her outside because someone will see whatever it is.
Yeah.
And so he tells the trans woman about the stalker and trying to protect her. And he says, oh, like, I don't want you to get involved. She's dangerous. But he didn't tell her the full story.
Yeah.
And then she kind of confronts him at a certain point and says, why don't you go to the cops? Why don't you tell me the full story? A part of you enjoys this. And I thought about that of like
playing that devil's advocate a little bit and seeing the
not
other
even
side of it.
Because I think she was wild. I don't think like he brought it
She
upon
was
himself.
definitely crazy, yeah.
Yeah, she was wild, but there is part of that in there where it's like he was almost blind to how wild she was because he was kind of enjoying it.
Mm.
And so I thought that was so interesting from like a stalker perspective where it's like what she's doing is clearly wrong, but he's somehow finding joy in it. That was just such an interesting
And then you can bring up as a man that you have a stalker. It's still kind of tough. And it would probably be looked on like a little bit strange by certain men. Yeah. But the SA part of it, it's tough as a man to come to the cops and say that you have been SA'd by this random woman that, you know, that's been stalking you. So I have a question for you guys. Yeah. As men, how would you guys deal with the female stalker? And I mean like not just a girl that you dated and she's in your messages too much or she's calling you too much.
What level
like
of stalker?
A real stalker.
Is she hot?
There you go.
Ask just a question.
Like,
no, I'm just
she's moderately attractive. She's just a girl.
What level of stalker? Like she's outside my job. Like
yes, she's outside your job. She's finding your email. She's leaving messages not only on your phone but on your email. She's like finding. She knows where you live. Like that type of stalker. Like Joel from You.
Oh,
or Joette. We'll say we'll call her Joette.
Josephine.
Yes.
I think I would have to like get the feds involved. I think that stalker energy to me is like anything is possible. Yeah. You know, it's like maybe they didn't intend to hurt me, quote unquote, but it doesn't mean that they won't hurt me. And I also think like being a stalker, inherently you're delusional. Like, you know, you said sprinkle sprinkle earlier, Delulu is a salulu. Like if you're a stalker, that's the code you're living by. So if you're delusional, there's no like you're unpredictable.
True.
So I can't. I'm this. I think I'm not gonna feel embarrassed about that. Like I would feel way more embarrassed if I let it go on and something happens to me for real. You know, like so I'm not gonna feel embarrassed by being like.
So you wouldn't just sit back and let it happen?
Hell no.
Okay. What about you, Chris?
Yeah, no. I mean, I knew a girl who had an issue with a stalker back in college, and like it was crazy, like showing up. So just knowing that. Even though, like, you feel more imposing as a man, like, you should feel confident in yourself. And not too many things should, like, scare you. But, like, yo, crazy people are crazy. So, like, even if she's, like, small or a woman, like, you don't know what she's capable of, what she's going to do. And then it's just going to be fucking up the rest of your life. Like, waiting outside your job, waiting outside your house, getting weird, creepy text messages. That's what she would get. And then she'd, like, look out her window and see, like, the car. And it would, like, come into her work all the time. That's and, like, wild. You don't want that. I was joking earlier about that.
I have a stalker adjacent story. This girl wasn't a stalker, but... I actually brought her up earlier. before we started recording, but we stopped talking, and she came by my place and like left like a couple of notes, and then like
Wow.
I still had her on social media with. So like I open my door, I see a note there, and it's like from you know who. Have a nice day. And I was like, I thought we just stopped talking, and then we started each other on social media, and like I lived in like a popular area in Toronto, like everyone was always around there. So whenever she was in my area, she would like send me like a Snapchat, like, "Oh, I'm in your area."
You guys are right, man.
That's gross.
It's a level of delusion for sure.
Yeah.
Because in their head, like, one thing I like about the show You is we're getting it from his perspective, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like when you listen to Joe Goldberg's inner monologue, sometimes I'm like, oh yeah, he's right. Yeah, that girl does like him.
Yeah.
But then usually when it gets to the end of the season and you start seeing like how other people are perceiving him, you're like, oh no, this is fucked up. So yeah, me personally, I'm a little competitive.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to kind of stalk the person back and figure out who they are so I have something on them. I just want to have a little something on them. I want to know who they are, know where they live, figure out all that shit, find their online presence, and then see if I can fuck with them.
Mm.
But if it's getting to the point where like they're like outside of my door, or like that person had that person's car outside of their house, yeah, I'm calling the police. Then the game's over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want to play anymore.
You ain't out stalking the stalker.
Because what I think about with a stalker, and I don't know if I call this person a stalker, but when I worked with Tiff, some of the talent had like stalkers they were worried about, or people they were worried about.
Oh, like the actors and directors?
Yeah,
and
yeah. Some of them had like people they were like person of interest, or like they were like, okay, that's the person who was there the whole week. Pay attention to them.
Yeah.
And their intentions is the main thing. I think if you're stalking someone, you assume the intentions are not true and not honest. But as well, there's that delusion of, are you stalking me with the intent that we're gonna somehow be a couple? Or are you stalking me with the intent of harming me? Like you don't talk to, hey, by the way, what is you stalking me for? Like,
Yeah.
there's none of that. So you just kind of gotta assume the worst, and it's like, okay, you're stalking me.
Yeah, you gotta nip it in the bud quick. Like, look at the Selena situation.
Yeah.
How many years ago? What? Damn near 30 years ago, right?
Crazy.
Yeah. It's like if she knew, or if people knew that woman that they employed was a stalker, it would have dealt with a lot of things. But the reason I ask is the podcast is getting more popular. Maybe one day, Adriel might have a stalker at one point. He's putting himself out there. Maybe instead of at Tiff, it's a girl named Tiff. Who knows? Sprinkle.
Yeah, let's hope not. I think if someone's stalking me, they're gonna be very disappointed.
Yeah.
Do you think
there's like this is it?
He's going to the gym again?
There's only 2 cars in the garage.
Do you think there's any world where you could just be like, I'm kind of flattered that I have a stalker. Like someone really cares about me.
I feel like some celebrities, because they live by such vanity, that they probably like, oh yeah, I should have a stalker.
Yeah. Do you think there's a celebrity out there that's like offended they don't have one? They're like, what? I'm not good enough to like stalk?
Yeah, those same celebrities will call paparazzi to the restaurant that they're at. I feel like those are the ones like the C-list, D-list ones. Yeah.
They want that.
Maybe we need to start a service where we can like hire a stalker, just to build their morale, and we send them out in the field.
Yeah. That's how we get TikTok famous. We'll record the whole situation.
Yeah,
we got a new YouTube channel.
Come on.
I'm not mad at that.
Come on.
I do think though that us as stalkers, we're not gonna go unnoticed. Like I think it's gonna be like
you'll know.
Like all right, he's back again.
This nigga Rouse outside.
Yep, 100%.
Crazy. You had a question for the group?
Yeah, this came up because I actually paid for this thing or didn't pay for this thing. And so I said, it's very rare that this thing is free.
Can I pause that real quick?
What?
Adriel went out this past weekend.
Yeah.
Give it up for Adriel. He doesn't really go out. At least not for like if it's not work purposes.
Yeah.
He doesn't really go out like that. I was very surprised to see him out. I think I messaged you.
Yep.
I said, man's on road.
Yep.
So I was happy to see that for sure. I like to see my brother enjoying himself and whatever. So you went to dancehall karaoke.
Yep.
And on top of everything, he went viral on TikTok.
Yes. Yeah.
Like moderately viral.
Viral for us.
Yeah, it was like a Toronto viral. Like it was the most popular video I seen.
Yeah, let's do a quick check, okay? I just opened TikTok.
How many views?
One new follower.
Hey, give it up for one new follower, Chris.
We're at 80K. So we're actually picking on speed because
80K likes or views?
80K views.
When I saw it, it was at 41.
And I think before you got here, or when you got here, it was at 75.
Yeah, you said that.
So we're picking on speed today. 100K by the end of the day. All right,
Let's go.
okay, all right.
Is that your highest viewed video so far?
For sure.
It was so rad. Did you watch the video?
No, I gotta go now.
Yo, listeners, see the video that Adriel posted on Instagram.
I'm not Millie rocking like you yet. I'm still, you know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna start dancing soon.
You're the Taylor Swift
man.
here.
I'm a one-hit wonder on TikTok.
But yeah, randomly went viral. But at Dancehall Karaoke,
Yeah.
big shout out Dancehall Karaoke, big shout out Uncle Delroy. Coatcheck was free,
Love
which you gotta love that.
Yeah.
Gotta love it. It's like you don't have no reason not to check your coat. Like,
Big ups, Delroy.
yeah, that's something that you rarely ever see. So I thought to myself, what's an appropriate price for Coatcheck? Like, how much does it have to be before you go, nah, I'm good?
I'm gonna go $2 to $5.
Okay.
Somewhere around there.
What about you, Chris?
Yeah, man, 2 to 5. But also, I'm gonna like look at like what the lines are like, cause like there's nothing worse than like finishing your night, especially if you're trying to stay to the end, and I'm waiting another line to get my coat. Cause half the time I'm gonna grab my coat early, hold it for a bit.
Yeah.
'Cause I hate lines.
Same.
So I know, yeah, 2 to 5's chill. But I'm also like, if it's like packed house, I'll be like, yo, is this? I might dress with like a sweater and like something that I can just like throw around the waist, maybe a windbreaker over the sweater
Yeah.
to avoid coat check just for lines. But yeah, 2 to 5, 2 to 5.
How much for you?
I think 2 to 5 for me is like 5 is a cutoff. Like if I'm carrying cash and I gotta you gotta break this change, like no.
Even 5's kind of tax.
Yeah.
To be honest.
Yeah, like I think 5 is like I'm gonna put 2 coats on one rack. That's what we gonna do. Like
Yeah.
Shorty gonna have her coat on mine. But what you said really stands out because some people were showing up to the event like no jacket, probably to avoid coat check, and it was actually cold outside. So I just thought about that of like
Toronto life.
that's like Toronto life in a nutshell.
Yeah.
You don't know there's gonna be coat check there.
Even summertime, bro. We can
Right.
go to a day party with a t-shirt, and then by the time the day party's done, it's 9 o'clock. It's brick.
No,
Yeah.
and so we're getting to the time of the year where I'm just keeping a hoodie in my car. Like that's just,
You can just run to the car after the party. I rate that.
or
Yeah.
even at the party. Like I feel no ways. Like I'll go put the hoodie on, and I've had enough times where I'm not dressed for the event. I think I'm gonna wear one fit, and then I say, oh, it's colder than I thought, and so I end up wearing the hoodie in my car. And enough times I've done that, I've gotten compliments on my fit that I'm like, the hoodie in the car will do.
You
Yeah.
keep an outfit in your trunk?
Nah, that's a hoodie. That's a hoodie.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know mans that kept outfits in their trunk.
I keep like a gym bag, like it has like shoes in it and shorts.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Maybe like an extra t-shirt or something.
I guess outfit, but I'm thinking more like I'm actually gonna go to the gym. Like if I
Oh,
if I have time to kill,
That's different.
like if I have time to
Yeah,
kill, and
that's
I'm like,
different.
all right, let's go get a quick lift in.
I was gonna say the one thing you put me on last year with that when it gets hot is the extra t-shirt.
Yeah,
Those long days when you're like, just running around.
So where do you leave the extra t-shirt in the car?
No, car, bag,
Okay.
whatever,
I fuck
Yeah.
with that.
Because I used to drive wearing only the wife pleaser, just to make sure that I'm not
The
sweating.
wife pleaser.
Yeah.
Oh, is that the opposite of the?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Classy.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we should. There you go. Yeah, reel him in. Yeah, get over here.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
We're bringing them in slowly.
That's crazy. That's crazy, guys. I want to be honest with you guys.
Okay.
That's policy.
I want to be real with you guys, listeners.
Oh,
I'll put my drink down.
these are my confessions.
Adriel, this episode comes out on Friday. What day of the week is Friday? It's April what? Can you just pop in the calendar real quick?
Yeah, let's get some facts here. The 26th.
All right, guys. It's April 26th. We've officially recorded this podcast a few days prior. As it stands right now, at the time of recording of this podcast, Kendrick Lamar has not replied in any way, shape, or form. He has not responded to the back-to-back diss tracks from Drake. And as a Kendrick fan, it does pain me to say we're losing. Kendrick Lamar is currently losing this beef. The reason I say that is, yes, I understand that Drake took X amount of time, but he took X amount of time in the heart of a response. While on tour, I have to give him some grace in that sense, right? Came off tour, I think after a week, he dropped. I get it. Kendrick, We threw the jab. It was a nice little jab.
Mhm.
It was a number one record. But we thought you threw the jab in hopes that you had something in the tuck. So far, even if you did have something in the tuck or you do have something in the tuck, it has not dropped yet. Drake's winning. He hit you with back-to-back tracks. One's on digital, the other one's on his page, and there's yet to be a response. So I feel I still have hope that there's some type of response coming, but as it stands right now on this Friday, Kendrick fans are losing.
Ooh, I know that was hard for you.
It was tough.
And
It was very tough.
I
I'm
appreciate
glad you got through it, man.
And I want to preface all of this. I listen to a lot of Drake. I am a fan of Drake. I just, as you know, as a man that's known me for a very long time, I'm a Kendrick guy.
Yeah.
His music just resonates with me a little bit more, and I felt like I've been able to grow with him as an artist.
Yeah.
But I don't want the fans to sit back and think that I'm some Drake hater. I'm not. I listen to a lot of Drake. Last year, he was my number one streamed artist. The year prior, when Mr. Morale dropped, Kendrick was my number one streamed artist. So I'm just putting that out there. But yes, Kendrick is currently losing.
Yeah. I think that we waited too long for this, and I'm trying to figure out every reason for this to be the case. I think that Kendrick has more pressure on him than he did when Like That dropped. I think when Like That dropped, we were more on the Kendrick is a boogeyman type beat and saying,
J. Cole apologizing, that gave him more time.
you know,
Yeah.
Drake's going to be scared. Does he want this smoke with Kendrick?
Yep.
And I think what we didn't account for was that Drake really wanted this smoke. And I think about this video where academics said he spoke to Drake, and this is what Drake said, is that he's not going to rest until this debate is finished.
You know what hurts Kendrick is he doesn't have a social media presence like a Ack or himself even to kind of say his side or play that game like, yo, I'm letting you know what's on my mind, right? All this speculation that Kendrick fans are doing and the Drake fans are doing, it's to the detriment of Kendrick.
It's not helping him.
It's not helping him, right? And I do truly feel, and please hold your point for sure. I do truly feel that he has something coming, but at the same time, the fact that the guy that's on the internet more than you is able to just go and go and go, and the soldiers are going too, like the academics of the world are going. Like it has a narrative to it now that you're not helping by not releasing shit. You're not helping it. Even if Drake is spinning a narrative towards his case, you are not helping it by not recording anything, bro. So I can't even hate on Drake in any way, shape, or form. He's winning.
Yeah.
It's almost polar opposites, what I feel like, in terms of what's going to be the response when Kendrick does respond, is that if his response is subpar in any way, the narrative is going to be, oh, he was ducking and he was scared. And it could be whatever reasons, but that's a narrative everyone's going to go with because he took so long to respond. And then if his response is good, it's going to be, yeah, he was crafting this and this is what, you know? And so it's like high risk, high reward where Kendrick is right now. And I feel like he's really in a spot where it is high risk because there's this rumor that people are saying that Kendrick didn't know about everyone teaming up. I don't believe that. I think Kendrick's too smart for that. I don't think that Kendrick...
Not everybody. I feel like he didn't know this Kanye mess.
That part, I think he
And
knew.
I think he didn't know about Ross. But I'm pretty sure he must have known about A$AP because A$AP did record with Metro.
Well, what I think he knew about these people's problems with Drake, but I don't know if he knew that they were going to hop in.
I agree with that.
Because I think Metro is orchestrator of all this to me. And Metro is the one who has the real beef with Drake more than any of these guys. And so, to me, it's like Kendrick probably is aware. Like, think of all the stuff we're aware of on the outside not being as deep in with these guys. Kendrick probably knows way more about these guys disliking Drake than we know.
Yeah. I know that boy Kendrick sitting at home pissed off that Kanye just jumped in this shit too. He's like, yo, nigga, y'all niggas making me look bad right now.
And so, and I think that's my thing is I think, to me, Kendrick is not down because of him not dropping. Like, that's a part of it. But it's a 20v1. I don't think Kendrick needed all these people to beat Drake. I think Drake one-on-one, Kendrick could have won.
Yeah.
So now that it's like Kendrick's grabbing help from everyone, it's like we've never seen Kendrick battle no one for real. And the one time he's battling,
All these people are just
man's
hopping
getting the
in.
Avengers.
I'm personally, I'm still not of the belief that it's a cabal going against Drake. Personally, I'm still of that.
So you think Kanye is lying? Because Kanye said that.
Yeah.
I listened to the interview. He changed up what he said, but they ran with the first part of it because he
Okay.
corrected himself after.
But the correction is still along the same lines.
And are we taking?
He says a lot of things.
He says a lot of wild
He says
shit.
a lot of things.
So I don't even want to take Kanye for like
I think you don't want to believe
Gospel.
that that's true.
Yeah.
Here's the thing with Kanye now. We choose what we want to believe from him, and then we knock away the things that we don't want to believe from him.
Fair.
Sometimes he is playing the internet game, and we say, okay, we know it's Kanye. He's just fucking around, and because he contradicts himself a lot, right? And then there are times where he says some shit, and we're like, okay, yeah, we got to take that for gold. Like, I don't think the man hates Jewish people, but he said it 1-2 times, so it's up to us to choose to believe it or not. Personally,
I think that Kendrick knew that these people didn't like Drake, and he knew
everybody did,
and he knew about the first "We Don't Trust You," but I don't think he anticipated the second one, "We Still Don't Trust You," doubling down on the Drake hate with The Weeknd and A$AP having verses, or that Rick Ross would respond, or that Kanye would step in.
I agree with that.
I think all of that, he's sitting back like us being like, yo, chill out,
Metro,
fam.
what are you on, bro? You asked me to hop on this track. You guys told me you had beef with him. I'm hopping on the track now. And there's like fucking 5 other niggas that are involved now.
Yeah.
It makes it unforcibly and not by him, I think. I don't think it's by his design, but it makes him look bad.
It does make him look bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead, Chris.
No, I was just gonna say, like, at the end of this now, as we're talking about it, do you not think that I think Metro's gonna look the goofiest at the end of this? That he's like orchestrating this whole thing, bringing them all in, and like you said, I think he's gonna end up making Kendrick look worse by just affiliation.
I agree. And you have to stand in the music, bro. You went on Coachella. You did the set at Coachella.
Yeah.
You played the song, but you didn't play a Kendrick verse. You need to sit in that, bro.
Yeah.
If you have the venom with somebody, fucking sit in that. You said, yo, I'm staying. If you want to stay on that side, stay on that side. Okay, I fuck with that energy, so sit in that energy, bro.
I think that the plan to take down Drake, I actually understand it. It's a very smart plan from a business perspective, because Drake is a top-selling rap artist basically every year. Travis Scott, I think, outdid him last year in terms of that one album, but I think overall Drake still sold more than Travis Scott. So it's like Metro's having all these great albums, same with Kendrick, whoever, and it's like no matter how great my album is, Drake is going to be the top dog.
The one thing that I've been thinking about is we know that Drake's kind of handling that narrative now that Kendrick, and he's not helping himself, that Kendrick is taking long to respond. I think that's not going to be a factor when Kendrick actually drops. I think him taking time now, he might as well take more time.
Yeah.
That's my belief. I don't know how you guys feel about that, but it's been a few weeks now. You might as well just take more time and let the time pass. Because if this guy, it's like a dude that's punching you, right? He's punching you. Eventually, he's going to stop punching you. Or eventually, he's going to run out of ammo to punch you with, right? And he's going to have to either hold on to his ammo. I'm talking about Drake. He's either going to have to hold on to his ammo or just keep hitting you, right? So I think because now Drake's going to be in a position like, oh, he's not dropping.
I got to drop.
Do I have to keep dropping? And now if you keep dropping him, you look like that bully that keeps hitting this guy, right? That's my perspective on it. So if Kendrick drops like 3 months from now and Drake used up all of his ammo, I think because, especially now this generation, like our time, what's the word I'm looking for? The way we perceive things, like it keeps on going to the next thing. Like we don't sit on topics anymore.
Move on quickly.
Yeah. As soon as Kendrick drops, if he drops in 3 months from now, which I think will help him, then it's gonna reignite a new conversation. That's what I think personally.
I agree with that. I think whenever Kendrick drops, it's going to be time in. But to me, I feel like, especially from this weekend, what I saw, people are already counting him out. And the only
Do you
thing
feel like it helps or hurts him to drop now or drop in a couple months?
I think he should drop now because I think that he has no defense. Like, he dropped first, which was not that crazy of a diss. Drake has dissed him twice, for real. So it's like, what are you defending? It's like one person's active, one person's not. So it's like, I think even if he dropped, you could at least defend his drop and be like, see what he said. Like, we can't even do that because it's one person's dropping, one person's not.
What do you think, Chris?
Yeah. No, yeah, I think if he waits too long, people are just it's gonna be like a caveat for Drake to be like, he took like 3 months, the beef was done. Like it was over. You know?
Because
Like,
it's a tough position to be in. I personally think it's gonna reignite a conversation if he drops in a month.
it's still to a point, yeah, but
Yeah.
it's not gonna have the same kind of hit that it does.
Bro,
I
some
think.
people are already moving on to other things. Like
Yeah.
look how hot Quavo and
Chris Brown.
and Chris Brown's beef. They kind of.
It's the undercard.
I think that's the new thing.
It's undercard. It's undercard.
It's the undercard. It
Yeah.
is, but it's a little hotter right now because they're actually
They're
going
actually
at
going
each
back
other.
and
Yeah.
forth.
So
Yeah.
that's the next thing. And yo, Doug, it's 2024. You know what bullshit we've seen, and it's only
Yeah.
fucking April, bro.
Crazy.
But that's what I mean. It's gonna sweep it under the rug if they wait. Like people are, they're just gonna be like,
But
this was done.
It could go either way to me
But
Yeah.
personally.
to
That's
me,
fair. That's
Kendrick
fair.
has to actually win. What you're talking about is
Yeah.
him just not losing.
Mhm.
Like if he drops in 3 months, it will be like, okay, Kendrick responded.
No,
But
he needs a solid knockout.
yeah,
punch.
it's got to be a smash.
if he's
it's
gonna wait,
months
if he's going
away
3 months,
later.
if actually at any point he needs a solid
True.
knockout
Yeah,
punch.
yeah.
That's true.
But the more time that passes, people will just be like, Drake won. I'm good.
The only thing I can see for Kendrick is one of two options to actually win this battle. And you guys let me know. We'll move on to the next topic. Option one is you come out with a generational diss track. Like it's top 3 all time, like no Vaseline, hit 'em up levels. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Generational, right? Because you don't really play the internet game. So this just needs to be like the craziest diss
Just for
track.
this.
Yeah. Either that or you need to, just how Drake's using a little bit of gimmicks with the AI shit with Tupac and Snoop, right? You need to take it a step further and make visuals, bro. It needs to be like a music video diss track or a short film dissing Drake. That's the
Yeah.
only thing I can see that will stick right now.
That's my theory.
Gotta out-clever
That's
him.
my
You
theory.
think he's
that,
coming with something like that?
there's something, a visual component to what he's doing.
It has to be, bro. It can't just be music anymore.
could be
bro, we're on the next.
sick.
It's like warfare, bro.
Yeah.
You need to bring nukes. Niggas are done with guns.
I think Kendrick's uphill battle is that he has so many people who are already not fans of Kendrick. Like there's people who are tuned into this battle who are like, I don't care for Kendrick. Like I understand why this battle's a battle, but personally they are maybe more J. Cole fans or more trap fans.
They're just Drake fans.
Or Drake fans, but they might not even be Drake fans. They might just be like, Kendrick's not my cup of tea.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like I'm not dying to hear him other than the fact that this battle is happening. And so it's like Kendrick has to kind of win over those people. But I think Kendrick's style of rapping and how he is, some people just don't like. So it could be a good song, but they'll be like, this is why I don't like him.
It's not it's not an easy listen for like a casual hip hop fan. Like his average song, I'm not talking about like his peaks, but like his average songs, like for a casual hip hop fan, like some 16-year-old kid in Calabasas, it's not really hitting for him like that compared to like Drake. As I said, and I don't even see this as disrespect, Drake's kind of like the McDonald's of rap. Like anybody can eat McDonald's and enjoy a good meal. Like, yo, bro, we all enjoyed a good meal at McDonald's. How many times do you see me go to McDonald's?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's always, and it's accessible. It's always gonna be there, and it's decent quality. You're gonna pay your money, and you're gonna get what you're gonna get with it, right? Kendrick, it's a required taste for some people, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cause like I think of Rigor Mortis. That's the song I always think of. I'm like, I have boys who it's like they want to throw in Rigor Mortis like right away. That's a track.
But that's scaring the hoes.
No, 100%. And so that's where I think Kendrick is at disadvantage because some people who are not the core of hip hop are tapped into this beef. So they're gonna be part of deciding who wins. It's not just gonna be us who are gonna be like, this is a better rap. Did you hear the double entendre? There's gonna be like that video's going around of the WNBA draft, all the players choosing Drake over Kendrick. Like they're gonna be part of deciding who wins this beef.
Some 21-year-old white girl from Nebraska.
You know, it's like when Kendrick's track drops, like her tweet might go viral of dissing Kendrick.
Yeah.
And no one's gonna question her.
TikTok's carrying rap beef right now. Maybe there's gonna be a lot of kids that are more Drake fans that are gonna push, you know what I mean, and assist with the narrative. It's gonna be tough. Kendrick has to come with a knockout blow or just don't punch at all.
Yeah.
Because I think one thing I don't know if he'll address, I don't want him to, but the people in the middle, him addressing those people, because I think that's part of the narrative that Kendrick fans are dealing with, deciding of like, did he do, because that alone, if he did this and really was part of this whole plan, that's whack. You know, and so I think as people who like Kendrick, we're just assuming he wouldn't do that. Like,
I agree.
You know, we're just assuming because we think he wouldn't do that. When it's like, there's a good chance he did do that. And if he did do that, your diss has to be even better because that's back. So it's like the people in the middle, will he address them? And the people in the middle, like, what's going to be their move? Like, Khaled's number one I think of. Like, how is Khaled going to move with it? I think Khaled's going to choose Drake. I think that's an obvious choice.
His career depends on it.
But, like...
Is he going to choose Drake over Ross? Ross has been with him from jump.
True, yeah.
I think what you first said meant Drake over Kendrick. I agree with that because Kendrick's probably been on like one song where he washed Big Sean. But yeah, Kendrick's only been on one song, Holy Key, which was like
huge track.
It was a huge track. But Drake's been making hits with him, so I'm not comparing that. But the Rick Ross Khaled relationship is one for the books, bro.
You're right.
Think of like the great two like friends out there. Like you have fucking Adriel and Ralph, and then you have Rick Ross and DJ Khaled
right
like,
underneath.
You know what I mean? Like this is an elite friendship, bro.
No, you're right. I think that he would be pissed if DJ Khaled chose Drake.
I think so. And I think it'll ruin the relationship.
But
I feel like Drake already recorded something for the album though. So I think Khaled's in a tough spot.
I think 21 is probably gonna actually be on both sides. Because Metro has said that he's talking to 21 a lot right now. So
he did.
They're talking on the phone. And this is like when Like That came out. So I think like Metro and 21 will always be cool.
Yeah.
But it's like
the Atlanta bond is different, bro.
You know, like he literally executive produced his first project. Like they've been in it together. Travis Scott, I feel like is gonna side with Future and those guys. Because to me it's like this. I think
you think that, for real?
Because I think like siding with Future and Ross, there's more guys over there. You know? So it's like if I side with Drake, who am I collabing with if I side with Drake? I got Party, I got 21 Savage, and Sexy Red. Like, if I side with Future, I got Future, Kendrick, Metro, Ross, Kanye.
Yeah.
Like, someone might come up on a Kanye verse off of choosing that side.
SZA. Yeah, it's a lot.
So I think that's more you have to think of. It's like, if you're an artist who collaborating is how you make a lot of your money, a lot of your hits come from that, it's like, am I gonna make, like, I might get a Drake song every other album. Maybe Travis might get it every album because he's Travis, but everyone else might get it every other album.
Yeah.
So it's like, am I gonna turn on the Future song that might give me a big song? So I think that's part of it.
I got a question for you. What do you guys, because Drake, as much as Drake is saying, yo, I gave niggas hits, he needed these people as well. Like,
okay, fair.
Like, let's play devil's advocate, right? For the most part, it's collaborative. Art's he needed these people as well. He needed to like update styles. He needed to like work on different crafts. Like when he goes to UK, when he works with Rihanna, his first hits were with Rihanna, right?
Yep.
So it's like he's not a dancehall artist, but he worked with somebody that's in that realm. I say all that to say that he needs features as well as people need him, right? Not the same level, but he still needs features too.
Yeah, for sure.
What does the next Drake album look like after all of this?
Oh my days.
Is it feature heavy? Is he looking at different people to work with? Because now there's a lot of industry politics. So what does the next Drake album look like? Or is he just doing it solo?
I don't think he's going to do it solo. I don't think that's...
He's never done a solo album,
he's not
right?
J. Cole. I don't think he's going to do that.
Who would he feature with, right? Just the people on his side?
Here's my thing. I think that this whole side thing is very, very deep right now. And maybe once this ends, it's a little different. I think about Drake and Meek Mill, you know, when they were at odds and they became close again and Meek Mill had his biggest song with Drake. But I think like Drake has that, he's more working with the younger artists. Like this generation of artists, he's not working with them as much. He's more working with the Yeats and the Cardis. Like that's more where he's tapped in. Now, those guys may be at Future's side because it's Future, for sure. But I think that from an artist perspective, if you don't have a personal relationship with anyone on that Metro side, if you think a Drake song or a Future song, which one's going to make you more money?
I think a few, because Atlanta bond's so strong, I think that's going to be a little bit tougher for him to kind of like meld. I do also agree with you though. Over time, like, the sides are going to start meddling and muddling and like people are going to start working with each other. It's just what it is. Because no real beef. Like nobody's killed anybody. No chains have been snatched. Nobody's been kidnapped. Like it's no real beef, dog. This is just fun. Yeah, it's just a bunch of niggas going against one guy. It's a bunch of people having individual issues with this guy, if not just being jealous. And I don't know, maybe he fucked your bitch, maybe whatever. But
Most
like,
likely.
yeah. But outside of that, like, there's no like punches thrown. There's no like real physical beef to it. So I do think that it's gonna kind of ease up a little bit in the future. Atlanta though is gonna be a little tighter because they're a stronger build. But
I think they're gonna turn. Actually, I think that what's gonna happen is that one or a couple of these guys are gonna have either an album or a single or an album cycle that doesn't do as well, and they're gonna go to
Drake.
I think it's someone like Rick Ross, who it's like all his top 10 records have all been with Drake on them. And mind you, Rick Ross has a crazy catalog.
Yeah.
Like he
No, Rick. People are shitting on Rick Ross right now, but yo, Rick Ross is still one of those guys.
yeah, you know what I mean. But it's like if you think about how crazy his catalog is, and it's like I would never have guessed that he didn't have a top 10 without Drake. If someone just asked me off rip, I would have said no, like
hustling, like
hustling,
at least.
Pop
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Is Drake on Pop That? Maybe Drake's on Pop That. But it's like I would have
Deleting that.
I would have thought that there's something that he. But when you look at it that way, and it's like I have all these great records that do well at shows, do well in the streets. But if I want to make the Billboard top 10, I need this guy. Someone, most people are gonna go along that path and say, okay, let's. Because I think once Meek Mill did it, it was game. Because Meek Mill essentially ruined Drake's career or tried to. Like to me, the ghostwriting thing is more chink in his armor than him having a secret child. Like for his case of being the GOAT of hip hop.
Yeah, when it comes to hip hop, yeah, the ghostwriting thing for sure. When it
Yeah.
comes to like this pop culture, social media shit, then it's the kid. Yeah.
No, but like if you look at it now, it's like his kid is now how he thirst traps. Like
Yeah.
it's like he can't do that. He can't flip ghostwriting into that. Like
True.
so yeah.
But that's the thing with the ghostwriting thing is like when I look through the comments, only like the real like hip hop people are commenting that part of it.
Yeah.
Right? The average person doesn't care, bro. Fucking the Persian girl that is pre-drinking before she goes to Deja Vu nightclub, she doesn't give a fuck that Drake was ghostwriting.
It doesn't care at all. And I think too that Kanye opened that door for ghostwriting to be accepted.
Yeah.
He did. Yeah. Because he didn't come in and as just a rapper.
No.
Yeah.
No, his was just the most public. This was one of the most publicized ones, right? One of the biggest artists at the top.
And people were okay with it because he was a producer first.
Yeah.
Go ahead. No, I just think it's corny with the flip flopping. Like, yeah, if you want to do your thing, stay on that side. You want to side here because you don't want to get features with there, and you're thinking about it from a business point. Like, I guess, but like, I don't know. Do it with your heart. Go to whatever side you want to go with. If you're friends with someone, you want to, But like, looking at it from a business side, like, oh, who am I gonna side with? Well, I'm not gonna get these features now. Like, to me, it's corny, and it takes away from like the art of the music. In that respect, you're just looking at it as like numbers, who you're gonna line up with. Like, yo, just make good music and do what you gotta do.
So, Chris, I have a question for you.
Chris, I'm curious.
I have a question for you.
About that.
As a man that is on a prominent podcast that's growing, right?
Hey, let's go.
I love it.
As a man that's on a prominent podcast that's growing, what if we had some pod beef in the future, right?
Mm-hmm.
We'll say with a random pod in the city. I don't want to just name names.
Unnamed pod.
Unnamed pod. Yeah, we have beef with them, right? And unnamed pod wants to come in here and record. Are you gonna tell them to stay on that side?
Nah, I'm just gonna tell them their special price. They're gonna get that special price, or I don't know what I'm gonna do. Yeah, I might tell them to stay on. No, I'll probably tell them to stay on that side. Yeah, I'm a homer too, right? So I'll be like, look at me, I'm a homer. I'm a home team guy.
Yeah,
that's my guy right
I'll cape
there.
for him.
First win of the playoffs. I tell you.
Let's go. So honestly, that's partially why I've been on Drake's side, and just like, yeah, and honestly, I've loved it because like coming into the Leafs playoff, it's been like the background track for it. Like when he's talking his shit, I'm just sitting there driving my car, getting ready for the game. I'm like,
fuck you, size 7.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, fuck you, Marshawn.
I think people are gonna flip. I actually like what you said about like it kind of taints the music a little bit, but I think that in my head these dudes are already flip flopping. That's how I'm looking at it already because.
Who's flip flopping?
Cole.
All of them because I think
Cole back it out.
Yeah, Cole's done.
He left. He's in the corner.
But I think a lot of these dudes probably had issues with Drake before 2024 and still got features from him. Because if you think about all this beef, like these are referencing stuff that's like 2015, 2014. Like that's what's being referenced all this beef.
Who do you think has
Ross, I think Ross is the main one. I think
Yeah.
Future.
You think Ross had beef
A$AP.
with Drake while they recorded tracks together?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could see it.
I think these
I wouldn't
songs-
say ASAP.
I think
I wouldn't say it. Just because like his music's so infrequent that
no.
yeah,
Ace has been recording and has been whatever. Like
I don't think. Yeah,
them-
I
them-
think he
them and Drake
hasn't
together
recorded since
haven't been together like ASAP and Drake.
Yeah.
since like 2015. Probably.
Yeah, but I think that some of these guys don't like Drake from time
I feel like Metro
And
worked with him
still-
and didn't like him.
and still have tracks with him. That's my point. Is like have you heard the story about the Future song with Thames?
Yeah,
Wait for you.
Yeah.
So the rumor is that they need Drake to clear the sample, and then Drake said, "I need to be on the song if you want the sample cleared."
Yeah.
So it's like if Drake was on the song to begin with, Future probably didn't rock with him at that time to even do that song, but they're on the song regardless. So my thing is these guys are probably putting their stuff because it's Drake. Like it's not like it's Ab-Soul. Like if you don't rock with Ab-Soul, you're not doing feature with Ab-Soul. It's not worth it to do the feature.
Oh, shut up, Soul man.
Yeah, I know Ab-Soul's my guy, but
Yeah.
you know
Black Pastor.
Drake is like this is probably guaranteed to be your biggest song.
Yeah.
Or guaranteed like to be the song that makes you the most money out of every song on this album.
Man, but that's so soft to me.
It is, but I think they're already doing it. You gotta look at it this way. Lil Baby said the best. Hits make the money. So we have the song that we like in the
Yeah.
streets, whatever it is, but hits make the money.
Can I ask you as a
Yeah.
question?
Yeah.
Because I was able to just like man up and admit as a Kendrick fan that he's taking
All right,
L.
let's move on. I know where you're headed. Let's move on. Let's
No,
move
no,
on.
no. No, just genuine for the people. Are you guys able to, at least to some extent, play devil's advocate on the other side and see what the issue is with Drake? Can you guys look from their perspective? Can I just ask you what you guys may think? Like
I
it could
actually agree with the other side. I think they're right in what they're doing
be? In what sense?
because the thing I said before of every year Drake is a top artist. In the mid 2000s.
Playing devil's advocate. That's just
No.
showcasing jealousy.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
In the mid 2000s, it was 1 year might be Ludacris, 1 year is Nelly, 1 year is DMX, 1 year is Ja Rule. The top is now a group of dudes because we all 04 to 05, I was a top guy, or 06 I was top guy.
Okay.
With Drake, that's not the case. So it's now Drake and everybody else. Add insult to injury, everyone is saying that Drake is smashing their girl. That's the rumor. Now, if this dude who we can't beat, any of us, is smashing all of our girls, we gotta take him down. That's just straightforward. So it's like I get what they're doing.
So you feel potentially Drake could have been in the wrong to piss off some of these people,
I think
and it's
it's-
not solely just these people are just venomous towards
I
Drake.
think it's very likely he's in the wrong, but I'm saying how they're doing it feels more business and personal.
Okay.
As in, if we take down Drake as a top artist, then like for example, Future had just had his 10th #1 album. People look at Drake and Future as worlds apart for the most part. Obviously, the streets love Future, but
Yeah.
if there's no Drake, is Future not the biggest rapper in the world for the most part every year?
In his lane, yeah, for trap,
No,
yeah.
probably in general. He drops every year. He always has
In
a
his
big
lane.
song.
That's true. The frequency
Yeah.
of music sales.
Yeah, he
I
does-
agree with
he-
that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's what Drake does. Drake drops all the time every year.
That's
so
true.
that would be Future in that spot now.
Yeah.
Drop it every year, hit every time, big feature. So think of if Future has years going on of being the biggest rapper, we look at Future so much differently now.
True.
Would you? Because what about Gucci Mane when he was dropping all that music back in the day? You're not gonna put them.
Yeah,
in the
but it wasn't
same-
hit after hit.
It was
Nah.
it's not Future.
The frequency was
Future is number
Yeah, not
one,
the same kind of
number
hits.
one
Yeah.
album.
That's fair.
His like the Future set in the club. It extends how long
Oh,
it is every
man.
year.
Yo,
like,
some clubs
You could play
Future
a-
bumps harder than Drake, bro.
Yeah,
That's what I'm
bro. You
saying.
can play a whole Future set.
That's
Yeah,
what I'm
yeah,
saying.
for
So
sure.
imagine
Yeah.
he has all that he already has, but he's the
there's
best-selling
no Drake.
rapper
True.
every year.
He's up there.
So I'm
yeah.
saying this is a
Yeah.
business decision more than personal
Yeah.
because it's like if we eliminate Drake,
Okay.
Yeah,
So you're saying they're taking on a business level, but from Drake's end, he fuck with them on a personal level more likely. Okay, I see. Would you?
Yeah, no, that's pretty fair. The only thing I was gonna say is outside of the business thing, maybe it's just like so in your face all the time. It's just always in everyone's mouth. It's like, you know, for the TikTok kids, it's Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce. Like we're just tired of seeing
Okay.
her,
overexposure.
You know?
Okay, I agree with
Overexposure,
that.
you know. I don't
And
know.
I do think that we move somewhat of a goalpost for the subs that Drake does do subs. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think
Yeah.
Drake fans talk about that enough, that he does sub people. Like,
Bare subs.
it's not like ASAP just came out of nowhere and he's like, like, there was
Bro,
a
he
whole
shot at his wife
bit,
straight.
for
Yeah,
all the
that's fair.
dogs.
That's fair.
Like, come on, the anti, the pussy was trash. Like,
That's crazy.
like, come on,
yeah.
I can't just sit back and let you do that. So I'm just trying to play devil's advocate, but
That's fair.
there are niggas that are jealous
Let
of
me
Drake.
add one more thing. One more thing.
Yeah.
Last thing.
Yeah.
The
And to be honest, next episode, I think we're done talking about, unless somebody drops.
Kendrick's gonna
Yeah.
drop. So yeah.
I hope so. But
If he-
if Kendrick doesn't drop, we're done with this beef shit for a couple episodes.
Unless Kendrick drops. Drake's longevity ahead of Kendrick's and Cole's is his music plays in the street. Like the dude who's a fan of Young Thug is also listening to Drake. The
Agreed.
dude who's a fan of Future is also bumping Drake. So if you look at it from that perspective, the Kendrick Cole type of dudes will never overtake Drake because they're not playing Young Thug next to J. Cole.
No,
That's not happening. Same
the
with
fan
Kendrick.
bases are locked in on one type of lane. I agree.
But if you're a Future type of guy or Rick Ross and you're more in the street, Drake is right beside you
Yeah.
in the playlist.
Yeah.
So in that sense, it's like he's going nowhere. So I think that's a big part of it too, where Future's like, Drake is like, wherever I run in the street game, Drake is side by side with me.
Yeah.
When it's like, I could own it completely if
Yeah. And it's gotta suck that all their girls are listening to Drake, you know?
Yo,
listening. They're doing more than listening.
at the end of the day, these men's gotta stop fucking the same girls, because now we're just seeing the issues
yeah.
that come with it. I want to switch gears a little bit.
Okay.
If it's cool, if we could talk about sports. Chris is Maple Leafed out right now. He mentioned a little bit earlier about the Leafs.
Let's go.
Playoff time now in the NHL.
Yeah.
So recently, I was able to go on the sports books. No Jonte. I was able to go on the sports books, and I was looking at the odds for like who's gonna win the Stanley Cup. Right now, they have the Leafs at 10th, the 10th best odds to win the Stanley Cup. So I want to talk to our resident Maple Leafs guy, Chris. This is your time to shine
Sure. Let's go.
as a member of this podcast. The Leafs have the 10th best odds. Do you agree with that?
Well, I'm going to tell you right now. Back in March, I put I just put a $25 on them to win the cup back in March. So that's where my head was at. That's how I was feeling. So 10th, I think that the general fan, the general hockey person that really pays attention would probably say that's accurate. They're not going to be one of the top ones in there based on past experiences, based on the way they've been playing. But I don't know. I feel differently this year. I think, I think they got a good shot. Still, yeah, bro. Last night they played Boston, fucking stole the game in their home barn.
First win in Boston, I think in like
it's been
9 years.
It's been 8 playoff games. This is their
playoff
first
games.
win. If they win this series, it'll be the first time they beat Boston since 1959 in the playoffs.
Damn.
You know,
Crazy.
so they had our number, but just watching them play last night, the biggest tripe that the Maple Leafs have is their core 4 best players. Guys are paying top dollar too. I know compared to other sports, it doesn't sound like a lot, but I'm talking like 11, 12, 13 mil a year. They didn't show up. But yesterday, what do we get? We get the Austin Matthews show. That's Big Poppy to all you guys who are paying attention.
Yeah, talk to him.
Goes
one
up,
game.
3
Talk to him,
points,
Chris.
2 assists. What happens in the third period? Max Domi from the blue line flips it through the air, catches it right to his stick, breakaway, puts the goalie on a poster, and here we go. 3-2. We're coming back to Toronto, tied 1-1. I'm telling you, these boys are feisty too. 100 hits in each of the first 2 games. Honestly, toughest team in the league. We got Uncle Revo out there just taking names and making them run around, man. I love it.
Yeah.
Man, I'm fired up.
Chris, talk to him. But I need to drop one more point.
Let's go.
This pod drops on Friday.
Yep.
We need a series prediction from the man himself. Talk to him, Chris.
Yo, I've been saying it since the start. It's Leafs in 6, baby. I've been saying it since the first game.
Man,
like
drop the
that.
sound effects
So we
on
knew
that,
we were going to
man.
lose one, but it's Leafs in 6. Let's
Come
go.
on.
Talk to him.
Stop playing.
I like that you're so hyped
Dude,
because
my wife hates it.
no, I'm reserving my hype till the next series. I literally told myself, I said, once we
I'll
got
see you there.
once we got Boston, I said, no, I can't do it still. I can't do it still.
I know.
Boston scarred me.
I feel you, bro.
Do you remember that Boston game we were up and then we ended up losing?
Bro, they
So-
mentioned it the other day on
No.
the fucking Boston cast.
I was
They
scarred.
love mentioning it.
I was at a shoot and I'm driving home. Someone else driving and I'm basically falling asleep in the car as the Leafs are up. I wake up and we lost.
Crazy.
Brother.
So I'll never forget. So I'm with you,
Yeah.
I love the team, but I'm second round. I'll join you. I'll join you.
All right.
But you talked about the odds. I saw that too, and I was like, why are we so fucking low on the odds?
Yeah.
And it is very much reminiscent to me of the old Raptors team when
Yes.
we're winning all these games. We have all this star talent.
But we're like sixth best odds. To
because
win.
we see them choke every year, so we
Yeah.
know. And I think that this is a year that you probably put some money down, maybe not to win it all, but to make it far. Like, get your conference finals bets in.
Yeah.
Because I think that the odds are really good because the talent-wise, we shouldn't be that low.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Yeah.
10th best. That's crazy.
Yeah. So I guess
So
Toronto
are you telling
disrespected.
our fans to cash in on the plus 1,500?
Oh man, yeah, I'm going with my heart. So like I already told you, I put that bet in at plus 1,400 back in March.
Oh, you're ready.
Okay.
So I've been ready. You know, I even thought about doubling down again, but no, we're not going to. We're not going to. I don't know if you should. You know what? If you don't want to risk your money, don't do it. But you know,
I might put 100 on that, man. We'll go to strip club after.
Dude, let's
Say
go,
less.
man. I think they're going on a deep run.
We gotta go to a cheap one though. 100 on plus 1,500. Couple dances.
We'll
Get out of there.
Yeah.
Just Irish exit.
Only one drink.
Only one drink.
Oh shit! I'm happy for you, Chris. Man, I'm happy you're excited. I want to switch the gears to the NBA. Playoffs just started as well.
Mm-hmm.
I want to know your finals predictions. Actually, no. I want to know your conference finals predictions for the NBA.
Okay, let me look at the conferences before I decide. I think I'm still gonna go with Denver.
Okay.
We're recording this right after Jamal Murray had an amazing shot and a comeback win.
By the time you guys are listening to this, the Lakers may be tied 2-2.
Probably not. Probably not. But I think in the West, I'm gonna still go Denver, Dallas. Dallas is down 1-0. By the time you hear this, they may be up 2-1.
Denver's the third seed or
Denver's
second
the 2 seed.
Okay.
Dallas
Denver, Dallas.
Dallas is the 5 seed.
Okay.
I think I'm gonna go Denver, Dallas, and then in the East, I'm gonna go Boston, New York. I really like the Knicks. JB has been one of my favorite players in the league for a little while now, and he hasn't played well yet. But I think the Knicks have something going. I think the Knicks are actually better without Julius Randle right now, and I think this because they can play a style that's more loose, more movement, more shooting, less of someone that's dribbling the ball all the time.
Okay.
So Knicks, Boston are my 2 teams in the East, and then Dallas, Denver in the West. What about you?
I'm pretty similar with you. In the West, I'm going to go with Denver Clippers
Yeah.
because I feel like the Clippers are buying a lot of time for Kawhi right now, and we know what Kawhi can do in the playoffs. We're in Toronto. We already know.
Yeah.
And then in the East, I'm somewhat similar in the sense that I'm still going with Boston, but I'm also going to throw Milwaukee in there.
So you think Giannis coming back?
Yes, I do. When I see a man walking around and clapping and shit, and I know he's hungry, he's gonna come back. Giannis not built like the average like American player that's gonna load manage and shit. So I think he's gonna come back.
I think if Giannis comes back, I would probably take them. But I think I like the Knicks a lot, man. I think the Knicks have some kind of recipe here with the 3 guards
With OG.
and OG. Yeah,
That's
like
why I've been
OG.
tapping in, man. I'm going Knicks too.
yeah. I like the Knicks a lot. Do you have anyone from the first couple days that surprised you the most?
First couple days of the playoffs that surprised me.
Yeah.
I don't want to say surprised because I know he's a superstar talent, but yo, Ant-Man taking it to KD just fearless.
That was crazy.
Very, very crazy. And I'm like, that one's catching me off guard in the sense that he's going at his idol. In terms of like role player, I'll probably go Dante DiVincenzo on the Knicks. I really like the way he's shooting right now, and he's just confident, man. Actually, no, fuck all of that. You know who's surprising me this playoffs?
Who?
Joshua Hart.
Josh Hart's a real
That
one.
man is playing outside of his mental right now. He's going crazy.
Yeah.
20 and 15, 13 rebounds plus, dog. He's doing his thing right now, so he's showing himself to be the best role player in the playoffs right now. So shout outs to Joshua Hart.
100%. Him and DiVincenzo, I've been talking about it a lot, like when we watch the games at home,
Yeah.
is the teams the guys were on before and how these teams need them. Like DiVincenzo was on the Warriors last year. The Warriors would love DiVincenzo right now.
For sure.
And before that, he was on the Bucks. It's like the Bucks would love DiVincenzo right now. And then Josh Hart was on the Pelicans.
Yep.
They would love him right now. And then he was also on the Lakers.
Ideal role players, man. And they want to play ball. Like, they're fearless. Like, they're perfectly coached by Tibbs. Like, these are Tibbs type players. OG going to play under Tibbs is like a match made in heaven.
Perfect.
It sucks that Julius is out, so that would hinder whatever our predictions are for the Knicks. But I'm happy that you guys got him in the conference finals, though.
I want to say one thing, and I want to say it early in the playoffs because who knows if this guy will be around later on. And it's about Joel Embiid. I have been a huge Joel Embiid fan since he came into the league, but the hype has gotten too far. And I think as a basketball community, we are assuming he'll do something that he has literally never done. And we treat Joel Embiid like he's Kawhi Leonard, and he's not. And I think that we have to really understand that even when he's healthy and he plays, it's not like it's going to be an amazing game. Maxey's probably playing better than him so far in the series.
He's not 100, though.
But I'm saying even when he is 100, because I'm saying we saw Kawhi on one leg with the Raptors do dirt. And I'm saying that we give Embiid that excuse of he's not 100 or he's not healthy as if when he is healthy, he balls out. It's the same. It's all the same.
You know my issue with Embiid is I just don't think he's a good, like, leader.
Oh, no. Yeah,
I think he's the second best and on a lot of nights the best big in basketball right now. Can't deny the man's talent. I'm a big fan of his game, but like as a leader, I just don't see it.
From a character standpoint.
Yeah, he's just not a leader to me, bro. And I think if you paired a man like Embiid with like a Brunson type, like a hard-nosed leader.
Or Butler,
Yeah, like those type of guys, it'll really, really extend his game, right? You said Butler. I think the best team that Embiid's been on was the Butler Philly team. Like without Kawhi hitting that shot.
They're going to the finals.
They're going to the finals, and who knows from there, right? They had enough pieces at the time to compete with Golden State.
I like that you said that because that's kind of how I decide which team I'm going to back is based on the character of their star. You've seen it in the finals and you know, the teams that go far is it's a players with character. Whether Jimmy Butler in the Heat last year or Jokic and the Nuggets last year. It's like as Jokic as your leader, y'all are not going to get down. Y'all going to stay consistent. Y'all going to always try. And so that's why I always was a big Bucks fan, because Giannis as your leader is like, if the best player is hustling harder than you as a role player,
you're going to go to war for him.
You're going to go to war. So I like that you said that because that's why I like the Knicks. I think that Jalen Brunson as a leader on that team is like, you look crazy coming in not trying as hard.
True.
You know, Jalen Brunson had 5 offensive rebounds in the first game.
Yeah, and he's not shooting well, and he's still going out there giving it his all.
So yeah, I just want to say that about Embiid because I think that people are already prepping that excuse for him and all that. And I said, Kawhi is who we think Embiid is. When Kawhi plays, as long as he's on the court, he's going to go crazy.
True.
He may get injured and miss the next 40 games, but when he plays, he's going to go crazy. Embiid is not that.
Maybe it's just not the team for him, bro. I've seen him put coaches under the bus. I've seen him. He didn't really like throw a lending hand when the whole Ben Simmons thing was going on. Like it's a lot of excuses. Like every postseason there's excuses. Every like loss in the postseason there's excuses. I personally don't have time for it. I don't respect it. I don't even like the fact that he chose to play for USA this summer. But that's a conversation that we'll have in the summer when the Olympics start.
Did you see what Doc said about him?
Nah.
After what Doc said about him, I was like, I'm totally right. Doc said that he had to teach Embiid how to play more games. And Embiid would have like just like a sore ankle or a headache and try not to play. And Doc had to be like, yo, no, like, you need to play.
We need you, yeah.
Especially playoffs.
Right? And so I think that like hearing that was Embiid's mentality this whole time is like we're really giving him a pass.
That's scary.
Because it's like we're treating it like he's not thinking like that and he would play if he could. And it's like, no, he clearly can play and is choosing not to. And so when he got injured in that first game and came back, I was like, this is something I wouldn't have seen from him 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Do you think he's like the kind of guy who relies more on his talent than having to try as hard?
Yeah, I think so. Because I think like there was a play in the game yesterday, the Nuggets game, where not Luka, Jokic had a post up and just kind of backed AD down and then spun and finished.
Yeah.
And I said, why can't Embiid do this? Embiid is in the end of the game shooting jumpers and going through his legs.
Yeah, trying to get foul calls.
And it's like, what's stopping him from just?
Yeah,
he's bigger than Jokic.
Yeah, because you always see like some of those guys where like they just have that dog, and the playoffs come, they're a different player. because they can like dig down and just deal with the bullshit.
Yeah.
You know?
That's what I'm saying, he's not a leader, bro.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Not a leader. You
Yeah.
put Embiid on the Knicks with
Yeah.
under Tibbs, different guy.
Like, how would you feel if he was on the Raptors? Would you like that?
Oh no,
Maybe 2 years ago, yeah.
Yeah, with
But
a
not
better core, right?
Yeah,
Leaders.
yeah, but not now.
This is a segment for another day, but I think that if we can do like a list of the guys who are just talented players and leaders, because I think what happened, like Karl Anthony Towns is one of these people too, where it's like you're so
but
talented
he's not a leader.
that you're the best player on the team, so you're the leader.
Yeah.
But character-wise,
I think Wemby's got some character. You see,
Wemby will be a good leader. Once he
Wemby
learns,
is
the best.
real.
I like him.
What?
I like him.
you give
man.
Wemby 2-3 years, he's gonna be like people are gonna line up to go play with him.
Oh yeah.
For sure.
2-3 years, bro. I think this summer, like
You think niggas are gonna start lining up to play with him already?
they did the player survey that just came out today. The Athletic does it. Wemby was voted best defender by 60% of people.
Oh, for sure.
Bro, as a rookie though, getting that 60% is like,
Bro, he's already top 20 in Spurs blocks all time.
that's so crazy.
That's not wild,
Those
bro.
are the
Wow.
70s.
And think about some of the players that played.
He's
there.
gonna be the top shot blocker of all time,
Of
bro.
all
If he's
time,
healthy.
easily.
Like, and it's gonna dominate. He's gonna be what Steph Curry is to defense, which is wild. But
he's
that,
nuts.
speaking of scary thoughts, I want to bring up something to you guys in terms of like films, real quick. I had this thought to my mind because recently I went to watch Abigail, which is like this little horror movie or thriller movie with like this little evil vampire girl that's trapped in a room with all these people, trapped in a house with all these people. It was whatever to me. Like, it wasn't scary to me. I think as I'm growing up, like, certain things don't really, like, faze me. Because certain things don't really faze me, it makes me think about the movies that did fuck me up when I was younger. So I want to ask you guys, was there a horror movie that really fucked you guys up when you were younger?
Nah, I probably started watching horror last year. So
You didn't watch anything when you were a kid, eh?
not really. Like, the movie that I watched when I was a kid didn't, like, Constantine. Actually, no. Constantine would be the one because it involved the devil, and I grew up in the church. And so just that, you know, what it was. But the real one I would say is one I watched last year, probably one of my favorite movies of last year, When Evil Lurks, just because it was nasty. Like, it wasn't even gross, but, like, it was, like, this guy had a demon inside him, and his, like, body was decaying, and it was, like, pus coming out of him. Like, so it was more like I was just grossed out more than scared.
What about you, Chris? Was there, like, a horror movie when you were younger or even now in your big age?
Maybe when I was younger. What one freaked me out when I was younger? I don't know. I can't think of one when I was younger that really like fucked me up. Like, but have you ever saw the Fourth Kind? Came out.
That's the alien one, right?
Yeah, it came out in 2009. It was based in like Alaska, some rural place where they're having like these weird things and like I don't know. It was kind of freaky and like it was just like I was like deep in like sci-fi shit at that time. I was in my alien bag.
Yeah.
And like that one was like it was a good movie, but like it kind of fucked me up for a little bit because like and then I would like see like articles of like the actual occurrences that people were talking about because it's based on like loosely based on events that happened in Alaska. But
So do you look at that differently now? Because that's what I think about alien movies now. Because now that we have the confirmation that
they exist,
you know, it's like
they're watching the pod.
yeah, shut up, Blake.
they're watching the pod. Yeah, like do you think about that in a movie like that of like how accurate that is or is not? Because they've had this information about aliens for 70 years.
Yeah.
So do you think about that at all of like how accurate that could be or anything like that?
I think I used to before, and then like now I'm a little more like cynical, and now I'm thinking about like people are always going to present us what they want us to think, right? I think like the real stuff is the stuff that they don't tell you about, so they're gonna try to flip you these other ideas of, and also if you look back to like old ages, there's been loose drawings of these different types of aliens, like they call the Greys, like these really tall ones, like just different these really short ones that come from, and they've been outlined in other scriptures of like past ancient worlds and stuff like that. Like I'm talking like the Roman times, like whatever. And like same thing with like you'd see it like even in like it might even be in the Bible, but they talk about these big wheels in the sky and stuff like that. So like I don't know. There's always been something there, but I don't know what's accurate. A lot of the TV stuff, I think it's just like hyper kind of sensationalized stuff. And so nah, I don't know. I look at it, but like I don't think like it's gonna be a little green guy with the big eyes. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm curious because there's this cult that was part of their deal because they mentioned that.
Oh, we chatted about this.
I know the aliens.
Yeah.
And they kind of had this idea of the aliens looked a certain way, but you know, the one guy was kind of crazy and they changed their story a bunch of times. But I always think of like the sightings of aliens that have happened in America, and people think they've seen them or they've seen lights. And I said, all we need to see is someone confirm which way that one looks. Because if we see an alien that resembles any movie that we've seen, now that movie's going to be the number one watch movie on Netflix.
Facts.
Yeah.
So it's like, and my thing is, I don't think all these movies are correct, but I think one of them is.
Yeah.
It's just we got to find out which one it is.
The craziest thing I've been hearing about lately in this kind of area is that is with these sightings stuff that we're seeing, like they're kind of putting it out there for us to kind of see it because they don't want to like tell us what's actually going on. But maybe it's not aliens. Maybe the thing that we're all thinking of is more of like a spiritual or a bigger version of ourselves, a version of like us Earthlings or whatever. That's just more advanced, you know? They've gone through it, you know, especially the way that we're merging with technology. Everything's an evolution. Like if you look back to like where people were in like the 1800s, 1600s, it's all evolved, right? And you're getting to a point now where everyone's attached to a device. You're relying less on your physical ability. Like this meat suit might just be like holding us back, and we need to tap into the matrix. I don't know. So I don't know. It's an interesting time for.
You gotta play the X-Files music
All right.
during this segment.
I recently watched The Matrix, so I'm with you.
Yeah.
I seen a theory, and we're getting away from the original topic, but I seen a theory that like all ghosts and anything spiritual could just potentially be, or aliens could potentially be, a different dimension that's trying to like interact with our dimension. And I always found that kind of interesting. That like if you see like a shadow or a ghost or something, it's just something from a different dimension that's trying to interact, or like they see us as that too.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Anyway, I'm getting deep in my conspiracy bag. The movie that messed me up.
sorry, my bad.
A lie?
The movie that messed me up. I had different eras of movies messing me up. When I was younger, I was scared of like the slasher type movies because I'm like, we're in a house. Somebody could just break in and just, cut up the man them. Then I got older and I'm like...
Cut up the man them. So
the 6-year-old Ralph like,
yeah, I can't defend myself. But then I got older, I'm like, I'll cut him back.
Yeah, there you go.
So when I was younger, my sister went to Blockbuster and she got the first Scream movie. And then I seen him do his first kill where he was chasing my girl.
Pamela?
Huh?
Was it Pamela Anderson that he was chasing?
It was a blonde. I forget who it was.
It was Pam.
Pam?
It was Pam.
Yeah, when he was chasing her. And then the phone call shit, that bothered me too. And he was like, yo, I'm outside. Or tell me your favorite scary movie.
You know what? That's not crazy for a Scream to be it for you. That's not, you're not off with that.
Yeah.
Sorry, was it Pamela Anderson or was Pamela Anderson in Scary Movie? And
she was a Scary Movie.
Remember he stabbed her in the chest and it pulled out her implant?
It was a popular woman though.
I know you're talking about.
And they just used her for the trailer and to kill her off in the first in the first scene. But yeah, so that movie fucked me up when I was younger. And then I got over the slasher thing. Then I started hating like the paranormal type shit because I feel like that's more realistic, bro. So Paranormal Activity, that used to fuck me up a little bit.
Yeah. And it's in your crib, too.
It's in your crib. And then it made me think, okay. I watched the second one, and I'm like, fuck, what if I'm sleeping and, like, my covers are moving and shit, bro. And there's just a monster, a demon just, like, trying to pre me and attack me. I can't cut him up.
Nah.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, that shit bothered me because I can't control that. So, yeah, that was probably the last movie that really fucked me up. But that came out maybe, like, 2009.
Paranormal Activity is a good one.
Yeah.
I only watched them recently. I think I seen the first two. I watched them honestly last year, like pretty brand new. But the thing you mentioned about like coming in the crib, what I really was scared of when I was younger was America's Most Wanted with John Walsh. That really, that's what I know. I'm more scared of real life. That's what used to have me. Like,
I'm dead.
Yeah, like that's used to have me because some of those stories you hear them and you're like, what? Like,
pretty savage.
Yeah, and like there's one where this person came in and like messed with the brother and killed him and and then just winked at the person and walked off. I said, nah. I said, you're not doing that still. Like, we're gonna fight.
Not
like,
today. Nah.
So that used to scare me more than any scary movie was the real life shit.
Yeah.
And then I got older. I said, okay, like if some man's gonna come in the crib and he's gonna do something, he's gonna have to be sure about it. Like,
yeah. There's too many niggas. You can't cut the man up now.
Yeah, you can't cut the man up still.
Yeah. We keep a little golf club in the corner for that, you know?
What?
Crazy,
the machete under the bed? Come on.
Ew.
So
man.
funny.
All right, I appreciate you guys answering that question for me. So listeners, you guys have been sticking with us for an entire episode 53 of the Mayor's Office podcast, and you guys already know how we close the pod. I'm going to hit you with an anime suggestion. We're going to talk to you about our non-rap. We have a creator showcase. All for you. So my anime suggestion of the week, I'm not doing animation this week. I'm doing anime. Anime just dropped. It's called Go Go Loser Ranger. You're probably wondering, what the hell is that?
Yep.
Have we all watched Power Rangers as kids?
Yep.
Hey, Go Go Loser Rangers is take on that. Essentially, you know how the Rangers used to fight like those little mini soldiers, like the putties?
Yeah.
Okay. So now in this world, that these monsters came in, these aliens came in, and then these Rangers defeated the monsters, right? And then eventually the Rangers just kept beating up on the monsters and kept winning and winning and winning till the monsters stopped coming, right? You know what the Rangers did? They love vanity. They said, you know what? We're going to keep a few monsters hidden, and then every Saturday, we're going to bring them out in the arena and beat them up to make it seem like and maintain a facade that they're still saving the earth.
Wow.
So these Rangers became evil in that sense, right? They created a headquarters and a big major corporation. You know what happened after that? One of the putties said, yo, this is bullshit. Why every Saturday we got to get our ass beat? So he came out of his costume and he infiltrated the headquarters, and he's slowly trying to creep his way up to defeat these Rangers. So that's Go Go Loser Ranger for anybody that wants to watch it. I may have fucked up the story a little bit, but that's essentially the gist of it.
I'm into it.
Yeah.
I watched the first episode. It's pretty good.
Power Rangers gone bad.
Yeah.
I'm here for a Rangers spinoff. Let's go.
There you go.
Power Rangers used to be it back in the day.
It was Mighty Morphin.
Oh
Yeah.
my goodness.
I was locked in for, probably the first like 5 different iterations.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I think
Super locked in.
the crazy
Nice.
thing is watching like Power Rangers when you're younger, Digimon, all that kind of stuff, is like you can still watch those things when you're older, but you just can just watch it and leave it at that. So when you see people now who are like deep in, and it's like the background on their phone or like like
Yeah, it's a little too deep now.
you're like, okay,
Like Pokemon could slide because there's so many video games and shit.
Yeah.
But if you still have Power Rangers as your background, you need to touch some grass.
you
Yeah.
know, like
In your 30s?
Yeah. Yeah.
no shaming, of course.
No,
Of course.
no.
Nah, not at all. Because I'm going to be at Comic-Con this summer.
Yeah.
You're,
All right,
you're gonna find something.
Yeah, I hope so. So we got our non-rap suggestion of the week. Adriel, do you want to take off?
Yeah, I'll start this off because this one came from actually a scary movie, circling all back around.
Wow. Journalist.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Somebody did.
And basically, this scary movie was they're vampires. They need to suck people's blood to live. The daughter doesn't really want to, and so she's looking for a consenting suicidal human. I think it's called vampire seeking human.
Consent?
It's very wordy, but
Yeah.
basically, vampire looking for a suicidal consenting human.
Okay.
So this guy is like getting bullied at school, whatever. He wants to end it, and she's like, perfect.
My
But-
guy.
Food.
But this song comes from this scene where they kind of become friends, Before-
Oh.
and he says, "Don't kill me to turn me into a vampire."
Oh, is this and they're kids, and it's like Chloe De Martinez or something like that? The girl from Kick-Ass?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think I know which movie you're talking
Yeah.
about.
And so they have this scene where they become friends, and she plays this song as like a representation of her and how she is. And it's Brenda Lee, Emotions. This may be the oldest song that's ever been a part of this segment because the song is from the 50s. And absolute banger. And I do the thing on Spotify that you do where you say go to radio after you find the song. The radio of this song, absolute fire. So Brenda Lee, Emotions, my non-rap suggestion for the week.
Nice.
Chris, what you got?
So my non-rap suggestion of the week, I don't even remember where I heard this, but I've been playing it a little bit. It's Clay Pigeons by Blaze Foley. I think there's a couple remixes out right now, or like TikTok ones that people are listening to, but this is the original It is from, I think it's from the 1970s. It's like a folk kind of country folk rock thing. Yeah, it's more like folk country.
Okay, nice.
It's
nice.
chill. It's chill.
The movie was called Let Me In.
Oh,
no,
yo, I
talking
think.
about a different movie then.
Oh,
No, you're talking. Yeah, this is the plot. A bullied young boy befriends a young female vampire who lives in secrecy.
No, mine is vampires seeking consenting suicidal adult.
Okay, wow. So
Wow.
niggas are just stealing from each other.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
clearly. Because mine's supposed to be a horror movie, but it's more comedy horror. Like it's not
okay.
straight. Like
Okay, no, this is a definite drama. I'm
Yeah.
looking at it right now.
Yeah.
I think I
Okay.
saw the one that you're talking about.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
that's
yeah.
what's screwing me up because I'm like, I know this plot line, but I don't.
Yeah, I fucked her name up. It's Chloe Grace Moretz from Kick-Ass. Yeah. Okay, dope. For my non-rap suggestion, local act, we've mentioned them multiple times if you guys have been listening to this podcast. It's Bad Bad Not Good, In Your Eyes is the name of the song. I had Bad Bad Not Good just playing on my Friday night on my speaker. I was just chilling, and then I had it on shuffle, and then you know when a song just hits and you're like, wait, whoa, this is kind of hard.
Mhm.
Played it back. So that was one of the songs. It's called In Your Eyes by Bad Bad Not Good.
Probably my favorite song ever in this segment.
Mm.
That song,
Ever.
yeah, no,
Yeah, it's
that
big
that song
stuff.
is probably a song I've played some of the most in my entire life.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah,
I love it.
Such a good song.
Because I always go to the Running Away, which is dope.
Yeah,
Time Moves Slow.
Time Moves Slow.
That's probably one of my
yes.
favorite songs of all time, but this one hit me, so that's dope that we have something that aligned there.
Do you like their stuff with Ghost?
No, I haven't heard it.
Ooh, okay. Extra for everyone. This is a rap suggestion and a non-rap suggestion. Bad Bad Not Good has a whole tape with Ghostface Killer.
Oh, what the fuck?
Yeah.
So
I heard the track with Conway and Westside,
yeah.
but I'll listen to that.
Ghost
for
is
sure.
before that, but yeah, they have a whole tape with Ghost. So
Okay.
all y'all rap fans and like some jazz as well.
Okay. Bad Bad Not Good. Sponsor the pod, man. Pull up.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go.
Okay. Chris, you have a creator showcase before we close out?
Yes, I do. I had a couple. I didn't know which one to do. Okay. Yeah.
Look at this guy knowing a bunch of creators.
Damn.
I was thinking, I was like, do I keep it in house with a podcast or do I go? I'll do a podcast another time. Do I just talk to the camera?
Yeah?
Or what do I do? Just talk to
Oh,
them,
this
give a
is-
little rundown. This is my first time doing one.
I think you did one before.
Did I?
You did you did you did a podcast for one of yours before. This is at the old studio. So I get it. Yeah.
All right, yo.
You're a little camera shy for it. You're good.
All right. Okay, so for the creator showcase this week, I picked up the homies over at Vintage 905, located in Whitby, 108 Dundas Street West. They are definitely the biggest vintage clothing supplier in Durham, I'd say. They've been, I think, 8 years now running there. Gavin and Mikey are the owners, and they got a great little shop. I used to have a barber in the front window for a while. He's since left. Shout out, I forget his name, but anyway, shout out to him. Maybe cut that out. Maybe should I just restart
I might
this?
leave it.
Should I
No,
just
Yeah,
go.
leave it, yo. Shout out to barber, but yo,
Shout out to the barber.
Vintage 905. What the heck is his name? Anyway, Vintage 905. Vintage 905.
Yo, Chris needs to do more creator showcase.
Yeah,
I'm dying.
This is your segment full time now.
What was his name? Anyway, we're not shouting out the barber. We're shouting out Vintage 905 clothing store,
my
Whitby.
God.
I'm done.
Shout outs to Chris, man. Appreciate that. Yeah, shout outs to Vintage 905 for sure. We're gonna send you guys a follow. Definitely tag you in this. Oh man.
My brother actually copped some stuff from there
Recently?
recently, like
Nice.
a month ago.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Nice. That's dope. All right, listeners, you guys sat down, you guys experienced a little vibe with us for episode 53 of the Mayor's Office podcast. Next episode, we have a big announcement on the way. So you guys stay tuned for that. We're really happy about what we're going to share with you guys. So hopefully you guys are able to listen, experience, and vibe with us, not just audio-wise, but also video-wise. Adriel, talk to him.
I'm doing a quick TikTok check,
For the barber?
No.
Oh.
For the video. We checked how much it had grown since the last time.
We're at what, 81?
Okay, we're at 82 and a half, so it's slowing down.
Yo, man, people are listening, man. I'm watching.
But
I
yeah,
gotta compete with him now.
I'm not Millie rocking yet. Once I get my first Millie,
Oh, now I see Millie Rock. I was like, yo, I'm not dancing.
oh look, you're dancing your way to
I
your
was
views.
like, yo, what's this guy's talking about? Okay, I get it.
Yeah. Come on, tailor-made freestyle.
That was yo, that shit.
Oh,
Kendrick, we need you.
crazy. Leave us a rating and a review. 5 stars, not a single star less. Of course, find us on the interwebs, on TikTok at,
The Mayor's Office Pod.
on Instagram at,
The Mayor's Office Pod.
and on YouTube at.
The Mayor Media.
We're on our way to 5,000 subscribers. Like, comment, share. Let's know what you think. If you are actually listening to any of our rap suggestions or non-rap suggestions, drop a comment. Let us know. If you're listening to the podcast, hop over to YouTube, okay? Everyone got great skin, full beards. We're here for it, okay?
No chin straps over here.
No chin straps, no pebbles. Everybody connects. Canceling. Bring back bullying. Know yourself. Know your worth.